got married to his longtime girlfriend in a very opulent wedding and proceeded to spend over £1 million on a lakeside mansion. He then bought himself a fleet of cars, which included a Porsche, a Bentley, a BMW, and a Ferrari, and he had each car fitted with custom license plates that said Lee 1, Lee 2, Lee 3, and Lee 4. He went on to buy himself a 125,000-pound private plane, 2 Ducati Superbikes, and a 235,000-pound Jet Ranger helicopter. He continued to spend huge sums on jewelry and women, which eventually led him to divorcing his wife in 2003. It appeared that he was not a very smart businessman either, as he blew over £2 million on a number of failed businesses and investments, none of which would yield any substantial profit. Ryan then moved in with his new girlfriend, after which they relocated to her home country, where she spent lavishly on her relatives and also blew another £2 million in a few months of just living there. It would not be long afterwards that he was back living in a rented flat in South London, along with a bunch of homeless people. In a later interview, he would reveal how he had prayed to God to make him a millionaire during his first stint in jail in 1986. According to him, his cellmate had warned him to be careful what he wished for, and in his own words, he said the money was a curse. Ryan was right back where he had began, only this time he was completely penniless and alone. Michael Carroll. There are a few people as lucky as Michael Carroll in that he won the lottery of a lifetime, but then again, there are a few people as dumb as he is in how he went about spending his earnings. Carroll was just 19 years old with a history of mischief, petty crimes, and a record that no 19-year-old should have. He was quite literally wearing an ankle bracelet and was maintaining his job as a garbage collector. At that point in his life, Carroll didn't even have a bank account and was living from paycheck to paycheck. But the universe seemed to be in his favor when the young lad won £10 million in the UK National Lottery. And while most people would hope that this would help to curb the need to steal and be a nuisance, for him it only amplified it. Carroll gained celebrity status overnight and became an online sensation. Of course, he bought a larger-than-life mansion, was known for throwing extravagant parties with hundreds of people that he barely knew, and was always spotted with a different gold chain at each party. He also held demolition derbies in his backyard, where he would launch scraps at his neighbors' windows, resulting in multiple visits from the police. Sadly, but also not shocking, he burnt through every cent of his £10 million winnings, to the point where he eventually had to sell the mansion along with all his jewelry. He ended up homeless and living in the woods. As luck would have it, he did manage to get a job at a cookie factory, making $300 a week, which is a waterfall from grace for a guy who was worth millions just a few years before. Thankfully, there's a silver lining to it, as Carroll was finally able to kick his addictions and has been sober ever since. Americo Lopez. Being part of a group means that you have to share whatever you earn together with the rest of them. But Americo Lopez didn't want to do that. Lopez was a construction worker living in New Jersey and was part $1.5 million mansion in New Jersey, a large 5,000 square foot estate with 4
Wait.
bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and a huge
నాన్న ఏం
driveway,
చెప్పాడు
which is filled with several luxury cars. But somehow
ఇక
his
స్క్రీన్ కి
ego didn't get
పట్టునే
the best of him,
ఉన్నారండి.
and he told a former co-worker that he had actually won the lottery barely a week after he quit his job. Suspicious of his apparent winnings, his colleagues made a quick internet search which would reveal that he had won the lottery while he was still part of the workplace lottery pool using their money to purchase the winning ticket. His co-workers told the court soon after a part of the winnings that they were entitled to, the jury would unanimously order them to share the winnings with his colleagues, as they were rightly entitled to them. He was simply shared the money in the first place. Alicia Battle was a well-known nuisance to the law, having been arrested for credit card fraud, damaging vehicles, and assault. She was practically broke as she had multiple minimum wage jobs, but she couldn't keep for any longer than a few months. The luck seemed to turn around when in 2003, she would win the $162 million Mega Million ticket, or so she had everybody believe. After that year's winning numbers were announced, she realized that she had purchased a losing ticket and hatched a plan to see if anyone would actually come forward to claim the winnings. After a few days of no one claiming the prize, she then went public stating that she was in fact the winner and had somehow lost her ticket. Out of sympathy, the general public tried to help her to find the lost ticket, and she even went as far as filing a police report for it. Meanwhile, the actual winner of the lottery had their ticket with them and was simply taking financial advice before going forward. Rebecca Jemison, a hospital worker, was simply delighted when she presented her lottery tickets to the Ohio lottery officials, and they proclaimed her the true winner on live television. It revealed that she was privately planning on how to wisely spend her winnings, and was shocked to see another woman claim that she was the winner. Any normal person would take this loss and keep low profile. Not Alicia. She proceeded to file another police report trying to prevent Jemison from collecting her money, stating that the nurse had found the lost ticket and was claiming it as her own. An investigation into the matter would reveal that Jemison was the actual owner of the ticket, and she was able to provide the purchasing receipt from the convenience store where the ticket was sold. Alicia then found herself again on the wrong side of the law and was charged with submitting false police reports and sentenced to jail. Christina Goodnow. Now here's a free piece of advice. If you're going to purchase lottery tickets, you probably shouldn't do it with someone else's money. And you definitely shouldn't do it with a stolen credit card that belongs to a deceased person, which is actually what Christina Goodnow did when she won the lottery in 2005. She was the fortunate winner of the Oregon $1 million lottery prize. But the thing is, she bought the scratch off with her boyfriend's late mother's credit card, which is definitely illegal. Being ignorant of the crime that she just committed, she then went on to claim the prize and was featured on live television on several occasions. And of course, she also went on a lavish spending spree, buying a new car, upgrading her house, and treating herself to new clothing and jewelry. But while she was lavishly spending the winnings of a ticket that she had obtained illegally, the feds had launched an investigation into the circumstances in which she bought the ticket. This is standard practice, as the Lottery Commission intends to ensure that every winner though, of a con or a scam or an inside job. No, this is a ballad of a couple from small town America who did something that most